Have you ever thought about what makes a person standard? There isn't one standard type of person, and in that same point, there isn't only one standard way of learning. You've most likely taken standardized testing, as it is used from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. It is common that students struggle to take these tests and are punished educationally because of it. I have taken standardized testing and seen the negative effects that it can have on students' education. I have researched and found statistics on how it isn't the best way of testing. Standardized testing shouldn't be used in schools as the only way of evaluating students. I will be talking about the way it struggles to capture true learning, how it affects teaching, and creates stress and anxiety for students. Standardized testing doesn't show learning to its fullest extent. It directly impacts your educational record as an unfair measure to your knowledge. It's typically multiple choice, meaning that even if the answer is complex, the makers of the test will try and simplify everything down. According to a 2023 article from Fair Test titled, "What is Wrong with Standardized Testing?" Such tests reward quick answers to superficial questions. They do not measure the ability to think deeply or creatively in any way. It only measures straight memorization and not the application of the knowledge. The article, "What Standardized Tests Do Not Measure" by W. James Poppin, published in 2013 by the Rethinking Schools website, argues that standardized tests present ready-made problems removed from real-life contexts and do not fully tap into cognitive thinking, which is necessary for real-world application. Due to the testing only measuring memorization, it has affected teaching dramatically, leading to the phenomenon of teaching to the test. Standardized testing is being used in everything, which can cause teachers to start teaching to the test, which limits your education to only being able to the test and not a well-rounded education. Teaching to the test is bad for learning because some teachers will stop teaching something because it won't be on the test. However, doing this can cause students to have an incomplete education. A 2024 article by Schools That Lead states that the biggest criticism of standardized testing is that it takes the personalization out of students' education by teaching to the test. It can also cause students to only learn habits of only learning things that will be on the test. This limits the development of crucial skills like critical thinking. As noted in the 2024 article from Schools That Lead, the focus on test preparation denies students the opportunity to use their critical thinking skills, and it denies their creativity. While only learning what will be on the test, students begin to stress over these high-stakes exams. Students tend to do worse on tests that they are stressed about, and when standardized testing comes up, it makes them struggle. This directly affects their mental health and their performance on said tests. Stress's effects on students' mental health can be severe. A 2022 article from Utopia called "The Psychological Toll of High-Stakes Testing" says it can cause anxiety, panic, irritability, frustration, boredom, crying, headaches, and loss of sleep, and damage to children's self-esteem and overall morale and their love for learning. The stress also negatively affects the students' test scores. According to a 2019 report from the National Bureau of Economic Research titled "Test-Related Stress and Student Scores on High-Stakes Exams," the increase in the stress hormone cortisol of more than 10% on test day compared to a regular day was associated to a significant decrease in test scores, which the researchers equated to an approximate 80-point drop on the SAT scale. Standardized testing shouldn't be used in schools as the only way of evaluating students. Today, I talked about the effects and downsides to standardized testing, specifically discussing how it struggles to capture learning, the way it affects teaching, and the way it creates stress and anxiety for students. Thank you.
That was great, Sid.
Gracias.